What's going on, brothers? This is your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with a Hall of Game episode. This episode is more of an entrepreneurial, professional strategy show where we bring a lot of brothers that are in the tech field, brothers that are in social media, entrepreneur, and brothers who are just your entrepreneur, brick and mortar. This is the kind of show that we do aimed at those kind of black men, or brothers that are having success in the corporate world. And so we bring the brothers together to kind of share best practices. A lot of you guys like this show. We definitely looking for more brothers to participate in these sorts of shows. And I thank you guys for being here. And today we have right now, because Andre's going to be there, and then Brother Gabe, Brother Maurice November. If you guys have seen the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts, he has he is the creator. He designed that for us. He also designed my Kingana logo. He also designed Antoine Wade's logo. He does a lot of work. But I'll let him explain who he is. Thank you, brother, for coming on. Let the people know who you are, brother.
Yeah, my name is Maurice November. By night, I am an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur and creative director. By day, I am a senior UX UI designer that specializes in designing digital products. So mobile apps, websites, anything digital that we touch, I'm usually the guy that's making it function and look good.
Okay. So, and guys, thank you for being here. Shout out to Brother Mike, Brother checking for you. You're not blocked, that private. What's up, Brother Philly, Dr. DXXX? Today's show, man, I gotta make it a little Negro-fied, brother. And I know that you're in business, and I met you actually through some other hangouts in the chats. But we have been able to do some things. We'll be doing more stuff. You're an excellent designer, brother. You're a very talented graphic artist. One of the better guys, and I actually typically use Upwork and stuff like that to find people. Yeah, but man, you are just a very, very talented guy. And today we want to talk about nigga-splaining in business, right? Because there are a lot of people that talk a good game. And brothers, if you heard somebody like that, they talk like they're gonna do something with you. They act like they want to collaborate. A lot of brothers get excited about an opportunity because you get a lot of brothers that are serious. Yeah. But then you have some people, and I mean, obviously it happens in non-black communities, but we talk about in the black community where you don't really know. You think that this person is serious and you think that it's going to lead into something, but then it's like it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I know that you're in business and your job is to get sales. Your job is to get clients that actually create revenue. How do you deal with these kind of guys? I know Brother Mike's a barber, so he probably knows this too. How do you deal with these guys that number one, they like your work. They know that you're talented. They're reaching out to you. They're saying they want to do something, but then at the end of the day, it doesn't come into any kind of fruition for finance or money, or they don't end up becoming a client.
Trial and error. In the beginning, when I was younger, it used to talk you up a lot. They used to really compliment you, but it never. When it came to, and they always kind of went to this direction. So show me what you can do for me. That was usually the biggest red flag. Okay. And now from learning, this is when I was younger. So I used to do a bunch of work and I get paid for it. I used to get promised a bunch of things, sweat equity for partnerships and things that came of it. And usually I was dealing with black men or women. Now moving forward, I'm a little older. I moved away from being a graphic artist to a business that has art as a service. And when that mind shift shifted, I'm about business when I come into the door. So I'll send you a proposal. It has a budget. It has a timeline. It has a deposit. If you're not willing to pony up any money on what I've showed you, and if it's not a relationship that's going to garner me access to an audience or a Rolodex, you probably ain't going to get nothing from me. That simple. Okay. So, and I came out of the Atlanta marketing music scene back in the 2000s. So I got burnt many a time. Working with some big folk like Jermaine Dupri, for example. That brother burnt me many a time on work. Wow. So, but that's kind of the norm down here in Atlanta. Like somebody somebody will gloss, somebody would gloss a name or make a promise, and then they'll get a bunch of free work out of you. But you have to come to the end of the day. Usually, I learned this the hard way. The artist is talking to you, but you want to be talking to their management, the person who signs the check, the person who actually has their name on the paperwork. So I'm very leery of the folk who talk too much. Usually business people have a clear understanding of what they need to get done, and they can hammer it out for you in 5 minutes. People
wait. I like that. Can you talk about that? You said you're leery of people who do what?
Who do too much jaw jacking. You can
talk too much. Okay, why are you leery of people who talk too much?
Because they're talking about everything but the reason why you're there. They're talking about you. They're talking about themselves. They're talking about a vision, but they're not talking about the scope of work. That's the red flag.
Okay.
Right? Usually when people got business to do, Shay, you're a busy man. You're running empires. You ain't got time, bro. I got 15 minutes with you. Right. I ain't got an hour and a half. Right. So usually a business person has a very clear understanding of what they want coming into the door, and they have an understanding of what they're willing to spend out the gate. Most people who wanted to waste your time, if they don't have usually, let me tell you how something falls apart. So, O'Shea, what's your business model? What you need this for? If there's crickets, bro, get up and leave. Pay the meal, leave. Don't waste your time.
Okay.
Yeah, but and that I had to learn that through trial and error. And then usually when you move the conversation toward, tell me your business plan, tell me why you need this project, when do you need it by, what's your budget?
Okay.
If they don't have any answers for any of that,
okay,
you about to waste a lot of time with this person because they're gonna want you to do sweat equity, translation, work for free, with the hope their ideal is gonna take off without them putting any money, without them putting any equity into it already. Because they think their ideals is enough to get going versus them having some type of track record.
Let me do that because a lot of brothers out here that have talent and have situations. There are certain questions that they should be asking. Can you talk about the first question again? Oh yeah. So the first question, if you're in my line of field, is so what's your budget? What's your budget? Okay, 2.
Yeah. What's your budget? Second, what's your scope? Like what do you plan on using this for? Marketing, promotions. What do you plan on using this for? And the third piece is ideally, when do you need this done by? And if they can't answer those very basic things, you have a problem on your hands.
Okay. Let me just go over that and shout out to my brother Cut to the Chase to being here. Thank you for you brothers for being here on this show. Let me just go over it because brother Maurice, you just basically, and brother Andre alluded to this too. That sometimes you got to ask the right questions to know that people are wasting your time. Yes. And one of the things that you know is what's your budget, what's your scope. Now, if you don't mind me sharing the collab we did for the T-shirt and the stuff that we're gonna be doing in the future. You trusted me so much that you didn't even ask me what the budget was. You know I was gonna pay you. So. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, right. and this is a lot bigger than you and me, so I knew that going in. Yeah. Okay. And I have to drop some interest on there too, brother, because you hooked it up so well. But appreciate it. One of the things that I see that like for example, I know a brother that's a videographer in Kenya, and I met him. I don't know. You ever heard of Dr. Mumbi? Yes, I'm subscribed to her channel. So Dr. Mumbi, when I went to Kenya last September, actually it was about 16 months ago. So I was there and I met one of her videographers that was running their studio, and he's done some work for me, and he got a contract working for one of these African television stations or whatever, and he completed the work for like 2 months and then they never paid him. And he talked about this same thing, and for me, I'm like, I don't understand this because somebody like Jermaine Dupri, he has the money to pay you. Yeah. What? Why, if a guy would hook up with you that has the money to pay you, but then they don't? No, I'll be fair. It wasn't Jermaine Dupri. It was somebody under Jermaine Dupri, but they were using his name in the business conversation. It was a R&B group. I don't remember their name, but okay. With a Bacardi at, I can't. What's the name of that name? Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they wanted a bunch of free services. So what happens is, I find this out later, they themselves, the artists, are getting paid from the management or the production company. They don't have the budget to greenlight stuff, but they're trying to make things happen because they want to get on tour as soon as possible. So ideally, they wanted to wrangle me into it with promises of paying me out just to get their thing going. But that's my small example for the music industry. And usually, here's the hard thing to explain. A lot of us in the Black community that don't grow up around small business mindsets, we don't value people's time and money. We don't value people's time. We don't.
Okay.
And ideally, I don't care if you only have $5 to pay somebody. Make the offer. Because it says a lot about your integrity. I've worked with people who couldn't meet my budget, but were bold enough to come back and go, bro, I ain't got it right now, but could you do it for this? And I'm like, you know something? I'll take it. I'll give you a bigger discount just because of how you handled that. So I got you, right? And it just shows business integrity. A lot of the folk that I run into in the Black community, we're so conditioned to be workers. We don't understand what it is to start something from soup to nut and all the cost, time, and energy it takes to get something done. Since I've moved into the mindset of since I made that transition from graphic artist to business that has art as a service, I conduct myself as a business person because I know your time is money. So I can't be late on things. If I am late on something, I'll give you a discount or make an apology or offer you a free credit for something. Because the relationship is more important to me than the business. Much more important to me. Because look what's happening with us, O'Shea. Because I treated you like a top-notch customer, you're opening me up to your network and you're bringing me other opportunities. Not money, opportunities.
Right.
That's all they are. And so as a business person, my job is to make sure if anybody's coming through your name, I'm going to do my due diligence to take care of them the way I took care of you. So I don't sully your name either. Yeah.
He hooked me up. So anybody that got a Black Men Are Perfect shirt, this is the guy that designed it, Maurice November. If you see my King Khan, that you touched that up. So let me do this. Let me go to Brother Dre, and we have another business owner, the great Uncle Nick, who's just out there getting all that money in Texas.
Oh, Nick Taylor! I'm going to buy that out to Nick Taylor.
And I think Nick Taylor is a really unique perspective because he's a brick and mortar business person. I think everybody over here is more or less online or cybersecurity. But let me go to Brother Dre, and then we're going to go to Brother Gabe. And I think this is going to be good because Brother Nick has a brick and mortar perspective on this more so than any of us do. But let me go to Brother Dre because he was talking about this also. Brother Dre, alluding to it earlier in our conversation about asking the right questions to see what people are wasting time, qualifying questions.
Yes.
Let's talk about that in closing deals or gaining clients, seeing who's interested, who's not. How do you feel these people out?
Yeah, and peace to the panel.
You a little bit low, brother.
Okay, cool. How about now? Any better?
Yeah. You good.
Okay. Peace to the panel and peace to the chat, or hope everyone's doing well. Yeah. So as the business owner, your time is one of your most valuable assets. I don't try to convince poor-minded people to buy from me, right? People who are poor-minded, not necessarily broke, but poor-minded, they usually have a problem with intellectual property, which is usually what keeps them poor. It's hard to get ahead if you aren't spending some kind of money on intellectual property. The people who I talk to who are some of the most successful, they go all in on other people's intellectual property. And you know why? Because it cuts the learning curve for them down tremendously. If you could pay me $200 or $2,000 or whatever the price is for whatever you're buying, and it saves you a year of work, you save yourself a year of work. People who are poor-minded, they'll look at that and they'll say, man, like, I'll figure it out on my own, but it will take them a year. Rather than spend $200 to learn it, and now you make an extra $200 a week or a day or a month, right? So you have to know, you have to have your standard, and people call it the business avatar, right? Business avatar. You have to have a profile of who's your ideal client. Who is your ideal client? A lot of us, we have a lot of activists in us per se, or a lot of pro-black in us per se. And we said, man, we want to have everybody. We want everyone to be our client. We want to have everybody. It's sad, but the people who often need the most help don't take it seriously. So have your standard, have your business standard. And if you want to do stuff in your off time and your free time, that's all about the cause. Do that. But it's tough to mix both at the same time, unfortunately, because of our mindsets. And I help with mindset training, but I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you change your mind so you can buy from me. I'll help you change your mind so you can have a better mind, not so you can necessarily buy from me. Like, that's too much work for me.
Let me shout out to a very successful business manager. This is Kellen Cash. If you guys have seen Lovely T, he's managed her channel. He's currently the manager of the African Diaspora Juggernaut channel. He's responsible for me getting King Gonda over there. So that's the great Kellen Cash. Check out his YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff he has. Very, very successful guy. Very savvy. Works with a lot of African governments and diplomats, stuff like that. So he's a very, very talented guy. He almost as smart as me. So shout out to Kellen, man. I definitely got to get Kellen on here one of these days. Very, 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 very smart guy. Very intelligent. I'll be roasting her brother, but he's very, 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 very good at what he does. Very, very, very talented guy. Let me go to brother Gabe. Now, Gabe, let's talk about these qualifying questions because I know that you're in the real estate stuff, but I know that you're in cybersecurity. Do you ever deal with cyber clients? Or are you dealing with them through the employment?
So I do deal with clients. So I work as a consultant. So it's always a client type of business, customer facing type of business. So yeah, to answer your question. So
let's deal with qualifying. Because I know that a lot of these guys already took all the food off the table, but I know that Michigan Tech is gonna come through. I know that Michigan Tech is coming through, brother. How do we know? Because we got a lot of talented brothers out here, especially. And I do know. I hate to say this, but I gotta be honest. You brothers are, and I appreciate all of you on the panel because you guys are very supportive. But we all know that as African American men, when we start trying to do business, particularly in the Black community, there's a lot of runaround.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of nigga-splaining going on, and you want to work with people and gain clientele, but there's always some delay, some pushing off. You can get excited about maybe what you think is going to happen, and that's what I hate the most. Where I think I got something, I can work with somebody, and it doesn't, and it falls through. Let's talk about that. How do you know that somebody's serious about working with you? And, and if they're kind of on the fence and stuff like that.
So kind of we had a similar discussion about this during the last Hall of Game. Is at times knowing what it is knowing what something is actually not, right? So when you know if someone is serious, I can kind of answer it with knowing one point to say that if someone is not serious. And one thing that I think that is very common within our community is brothers talking. And we talked about this before. Man, I can't stand a conversation with another brother, and I call it and I call people in our community brothers, is when they always talking about what they gonna do, what they can do, what they should do. But absolutely put no feet to the concrete. They don't do anything but talk. Talk. It happens on YouTube. It happens in the real world. Brothers talking, but they don't have any type of track record of anything that they've accomplished or anything that they've done. Actually, a lot of them are even mediocre in their current work or their current endeavors. But they want to talk about these big, wild, futuristic, dream-worthy aspirations. And I think that a lot of times that can be detrimental to moving forward in the business or a positive business relationship, because these individuals don't have a track record, 2, talk about stuff that they've never done, and 3, really aren't going to be very advantageous to you moving forward with the positive business relationship. So it's those brothers that be talking, and don't do any type of action behind that talking. Yep.
Wow. Okay, that was a little bit same thing with Mark, but let me let's go to brother Nick, because brother Nick, he's in the brick and mortar type of business, you know. Brother Nick, how do you know? I mean, obviously, you know, you live in Texas now, and you deal with so for you probably dealing with clients that are not white. So let's talk about that on a larger scale. How do you know if clients are really serious about doing business with you and what you're doing right now, or if they're playing?
Okay, yeah, I can touch on that first. Thank you for letting me on. And shout out to everybody in the chat. One day when I grow up, I might be as big as Maurice November. Maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe. I'm trying. I'm gonna try.
That nigga is rich. Don't listen to him.
I work for Nick, y'all. Y'all know he paid me as a contractor. Don't listen to me.
Nick is rich, nigga. Don't you let that nigga be talking to you like that. Nigga got money. Go ahead, brother.
He had to be cleaning his truck.
Right. That nigga got all kind of money.
The bank, the lien holders got the money. I just own the name. But about saying when people, how I can tell if somebody is serious. A lot of business owners and business managers, well, excuse me, take that back. A lot of business managers, they have the same vocabulary and mindset as regular consumers. What do you mean? I'll tell you. My phone ring. Hey, you guys haul heavy equipment? Yeah. Hey, how much you charge to haul a piece of equipment? Okay, what is it? What's a piece of equipment? What is it? See, an owner wouldn't say that. Because you see what I'm saying? This is somebody low level and need them. Hey, get that thing moved from here to there. What is it? What's a track machine, sir? What is it? What is it? Case 930, John Deere 554. What is it? He tell me, okay. And how far are you trying to go? And then go through all that stuff. Okay, give me a phone callback number. So, well, you can't tell me off the top of your head. Yeah, no, sir, I can't. That's not what we do. Because we have to get permits and all this other stuff, and the data, time, pickup, drop off, all this other stuff. You're in the heavy equipment business, yeah. You should know that already. I can tell when it's somebody fishing that's trying to leverage me against somebody else to get a cheaper price than actually trying to get something done. And I don't give them that information because at the end of the day, I could, if I really worked to give them that number, in the end, I'm probably screwing myself. Why should I help somebody else get get something that I don't have, if that makes any sense to you? Now, business owners, look, you guys know when it's something you just want, but you can live without it for a while versus something that you need done right now. If there's one guy, if your toilet is overflowed and you got a foot of water in your house, are you price hunting or are you trying to get it done? Now it's all about who can you actually do the job. Am I wasting my time calling you and you can't do it, or is it something that you actually can do? If the person actually can do it, then it behooves you to go ahead and get it done, because at the end of the day, look at it like this. What is it going to cost you? What is it going to cost you if this don't get done versus getting it done?
Did y'all hear that game that he just dropped on you niggas? Did y'all hear that? That was so much game, and it went over these niggas' head. I'm gonna end the show right there. Nigga, that was enough to save the entire Sacramento right there. What he just said. Did y'all agree? That was game. That was 30 years of experience right there. Nigga summed it up in 5 minutes, and you niggas should be shouting.
Agreed, 150%.
You niggas should be catching the Holy Ghost right now in the chat. All that game.
Somebody will be along to tell me that I'm stupid and don't know.
No, they're gonna get the fuck up out of here tonight, because that was too much game. You should have charged Kellen would have charged you niggas $15,000 for that, what he just said. But it's gonna be hard to follow that up. But I'm gonna try to follow that because I don't have the experience that Nick does at all, or even a lot of these other guys. But I can tell you, here's what happens if you are a talented brother, and you know most of our stuff is done by email. You got something going, something popping. You will get an email from a nigga, and the email gonna say, "Hey, bro, man, I like what you do, bro. And all of this and blah, 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 blah. And, but you know what, man? I got boom, 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 boom. And this is what we need to do. You need to call me.
Yeah. Oh man,
I delete them. I delete them as soon as I
I'm
see
glad you said that.
Let me get him. Let me get him. I'm gonna let you get these niggas too. But let me get these niggas real quick. And it could be somebody that you know. All right. Now I'm gonna talk about Brother Maurice, because Brother Maurice, he tried to leverage me on something because he was smart. He know I didn't have a store, so he was like, "Well, let's do a store. Let me be an owner of the store on your online, right?" Which was smart, but in all actuality, I'm like, why would I do a store? And I got the following, but it was smart though. That was smart. I ain't gonna lie.
I had to make the attempt though. I had to make the attempt.
That was a smart move. If I was there, I would have took it. But let me tell you,
I see him like a pitch packet too. I was like, "Yo, take a look at this."
He pitched to me. But let me say this though. But he actually had something to offer in the fact that he had all the designs, he had everything laid up. All I had to do was boom, and then that'd have been a deal for the store. It was something that wasn't there. That was actually smart. But in this situation, when you deal with a lot of niggas who don't have nothing, and then they're trying to make you feel like they got everything that you don't have, but these niggas are asking you to collab. That's the main nigga I'm talking about.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This nigga, you have everything going, but he's going to hit you up and try to make you feel like you need him. It's him that basically, if you don't have him, he's the messiah to your business plan. And he might even hit you up with something that you already kind of know. Hey, bruh, you probably need to do blank, blank, blank. But unlike Maurice, he don't have nothing to offer you. And what he's going to try to do is link up with what you have. Like, here's the email. Here's the message that I typically get all the time. And I know the nigga's not serious because he knows that my platform is leveraging. So he's not even trying to leverage. He's not even talking about spending any money or doing a collaboration. His thing is to psychologically make me feel like I need to be paying him or I need to be doing him so that he can use me for my stuff. He's trying to basically use that on me. No, and that's how a lot of no talent niggas with nothing to offer will try to play you, and they will try to hit you with something like that, especially on the online businesses where they're trying to sell their product or they're trying to sell their service, and they act like if you dealt with them, how much better your shit would be. And that's the type of nigga that is the killer in online business. So I just wanted to throw that in the case, say that.
And O'Shea, would you be comfortable with me sharing what I offered, bring it to the table to kind of partner? Okay, yeah. So
and it was actually smart.
Yeah. So I saw what O'Shea was doing. Love the platform. I have a background in graphics and textiles. I've done t-shirts before, and I have online experience. I've put up websites before. So I came with hey, let me, we'll set up a schedule. I'll do a custom brand new t-shirt where we come up with every month. We'll start with 12 shirts initially, and I'll keep the store up to date and manage all the logistics while leveraging the graphics and being the art director while you market and promote to your platform. And then I'll come in on this number, you take this number, blah, 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 blah. So I already came in with I'll work for you when it comes to the logistical management of the operation, but we'll be back-end partners. I could be a silent. Send me a Google email with what you want, and I'll get it out to you the way we've been doing business. Was the approach I took, and I usually take that with a lot of brothers who are kind of moving in a direction where they have something, and I see like an opportunity they might be missing. So I'll try to solve a problem, not introduce something brand new.
Right. But see, that was actually, and now to think, and I still might leverage that in some way. But see, he has something to offer. I'm talking about the guy who has nothing to offer.
Yes.
Yeah. He's trying to game you up like he's your Mag Daddy or whatever, and he's trying to basically not do nothing but act like it's a pseudo shit. Like, that's why I'm using you as an example, because you actually had the plan. You actually had something to do. You actually had all of that. These niggas don't be having shit.
I've been on that point, guys.
Yeah, I'll let you go first. I'm sorry.
So here's what happens when you do that kind of stuff: is you lose your credibility, and not enough people get the long-term benefits and ramifications of credibility. Earlier on, I was on earlier, and I told O'Shea that has somebody sign up. Again, like we have like a high 90% approval rate. Even people who don't follow through, they still say, "Wow, this is really good." So someone emailed me. They had some good things. They had some not so good things. I took it as free consulting. I thanked them. I gave them a refund. I still let them keep the class, and I sent them a free T-shirt, right? Just to keep the credibility at a high, to keep my integrity at a high point. My integrity, even if the dough gets low, I could do a joint partnership with one of these great guys on the panel and get the bread back up, as long as your credibility is tight and you have something to offer. With people who have nothing to offer and they want everything given to them, you automatically go to the bottom of our list. When you are a Black business owner who is somewhat of a public figure, you're asked for free stuff all the time, right? All the time. And when you're offering nothing in exchange for giving them everything, you go, you're filed into the part of my brain where this person's full of shit and they're going to waste your time and they want you to work for them. I'm like, yo, no, this ain't going to work. So the benefits of having high credibility will take you so much further in life, and you have so much more of a peace of mind because people will vouch for you. We had a guy, O'Shea and Panna, who took my class 3 years ago, who came on the show earlier, said, Andre's class is great. I took it. I've been making money ever since. 3 years ago. Now he could have said, Andre's class, it sucked. He wasn't on time, yada, yada, if that would have been the case. But when your credibility is tight, that's what happens. You always want to keep that tight.
Right. No, what did you want to say, Brother Maurice?
To kind of follow up what Andre's talking about, to give the contrast of it, in my experience. So the way I gauge people right now is, to Andre's point, if you're just talking and you're just all ego based, you mean I'll push you. Yeah, he's better than me. I do a Thanos snap. You don't exist. I'll take you out of the Rolodex, delete email, block number. But at the same time, for brothers who are currently listening, I'm realizing this is more class than anything. Yeah, ideally, if an influencer, I use OJ as a case study, if they're not open to bring you any type of network or any type of access to a market where you can leverage your goods in a partnership, you're wasting your time. And if that's not being offered in the first conversation or being alluded to in follow-up conversations, it's a waste of time. It's so much a waste of time because ideally, one, they don't respect you. That's the biggest part. Two, they're not business people because they're there wasting your time because they believe with swag and ego and a little charisma, they can get over on you. And I'm like, I'm good. Because as a business person, you see through that stuff. It's like, how's this going to benefit me? And I'll hand it off to somebody else.
Anybody want to jump in on that? Brother Gabe, Brother Nick, anybody?
Yeah.
Nope. Nothing to add to that for me.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything to add. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Nick.
Okay. I was typing a message to somebody.
I don't know if Nick's talking. Is Nick talking?
Yeah. It's Nick. That's Nick.
Yeah. No, I was typing a message response to somebody to say something. I wasn't nothing heated, just saying this isn't exclusive to the Black community. No one says anything. No one said anything about being exclusive to the Black community, but this is the Black manosphere. We trying to cut for ourselves first before we trying to mix in somebody else's stuff. We know the fuckery that everybody else do. We know the fuckery that we do, but we're trying to unfuck our fuckery. Why? Let white people unfuck their fuckery. Let Mexicans unfuck their fuckery. We're trying to unfuck our fuckery. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not getting at you. That's just the way I talk, bro. So don't get it like I'm trying to be an ass. I'm not. I know I'm not telling you nothing new, but I'm not you not telling me nothing new. See, there you go. Calm down, bro. There you go. That's what I deal with. See, okay, let me bypass that. Look, bruh, on the explaining stuff here, if you have to explain something twice to someone that's supposed to be in a position of power, what I've learned to do is they normally, more often than not, they turn out to be a waste of time or a shell for someone that has no financial responsibility or stake in the company. That's what I've had happen more often than not. Because anybody that's in the game, Duke, the game you in, the game Maurice November in, the game, all of us in. No one has to explain what you're trying to explain to you twice, something that you called them inquiring about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I have to explain to you twice the same thing, I need to talk to someone that's a little higher in the food chain than you, because apparently you don't make the decision to write the check. You're a filter. Okay, you got the base information. I've given you the base information. To close this, I need a time frame and an exact equipment count, and get back with me. And I literally had people say, "So you turning my business away?" I said, "It's only business if we're doing business." That's my phrase to pays. It's only business if we're doing business. Your T-shirt thing, you seen the picture. I got your T-shirt.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And that's why I had to send you that picture. But you're only doing business with your T-shirt distributor, Duke, if you're buying their T-shirts and they're distributing your product. Right. If y'all talking back and forth, that's all you're doing. That's just it. You're talking back and forth. Now, who gets paid for talking? If you're not getting a consultation fee, that's the only time I get paid to talk to people is when they ask me to come there and give them a consultation on job site or clearing this out or moving all this equipment from here to there and all these other trucks or something like that. That's the only time I get paid for talking. Right. Everything else I get paid for doing. Keep It Techie get paid for making websites, not talking about websites. Doctors get paid for actually curing people. What kind of doctor? You're in the medical field. I'm going to talk to you about making you well. I'm not actually going to do anything. We're not going to take that tumor out of you and then make sure that you don't get infected and get it closed up and no scar tissue, and then get you into physical therapy and all. That's where you make your bones. You got to make them well, not talk about getting them well. That's it.
Let me ask. I want to add a little bit, and I want to go to maybe the next thing. So we talk about maybe gaining customers. Or let's talk about gaining customers, because that might be a little different because we got customers who are different. But I wanted to say this. I've also noticed, for example, I got an email. Thank you, brother. What up, Kevin? I got an email the other day. A guy talked about this. It's a guy who, hey, I watched the show. Here's my interview that I did on this other channel, and the nigga sent me a link of his book on Amazon. And basically, I would like to come on your show and blase. Now, I don't know this guy. He sent me his book on Amazon. Now, I'm thinking, like, if you want me to do something for you, you would at least send me the book for free. I mean, you could at least do that. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And it goes back to Brother Maurice's comment about people not respecting your time. And I also used to get upset about stuff like that, but now I've just kind of come to accept that some people don't understand how business works. Let me use Brother Maurice as a great example of how business works. I had Dima had put together this little shitty Kinganda logo that we were trying to do. And he's not a graphic designer or anything like that. And typically when people want to do graphic work for me or something like that, they'll send me emails. They'll say, man, I would love to do some work for you for free. And I look at it, I don't even really respond because I don't think I need any graphic work done. No matter how shitty it is. Maurice, not only did he take the logo, but he made it so good. I think I sent Maurice like, I don't know, was $100 or whatever. Because it was so much better. I was so impressed with the work. I told Antoine Wade of Black Heights, he did business with him. And then, like now Maurice, I would say is long-term client I'll be always a long-term client. Whatever he charges you is worth it. He takes the opportunity to say, this is what I can do. I know Brother Andre Hatchett had an opportunity to work with Boyce Watkins, and he looked at it as, okay, Boyce Watkins has this platform that I can leverage. Let me bring what I can get to Boyce Watkins and, show him what I'm able to do and work with him and let him know that I'm really worth the value that I'm asking for. Some people, and I've noticed this, and a lot of guys got to understand this, and don't get mad at black people for this, because not all black people are like this, but there are going to be some black people that are not going to respect your time, and they're going to demand you to do something. You should look at this. You should read my book. You should promote me, because they don't understand business and they don't understand having soft skills. So I just wanted to add that, and I know people like Andre Hatchett are very good at that. Go ahead.
No. Let me add some more resolution to that. I'm learning this now at this part of the game. They don't value the relationship.
Okay. Hello.
They value the deposit. They value the payment. They value the money they could potentially make. They don't value the relationship. I never understood why deals were made on a golf course until recently. Because it's really about you getting to know the person and being able to trust them, right? It's about, it really boils down to trust. Ideally, if you can show me through your effort and then through your diligence and your hard work that I can trust you on something, I'm more comfortable to opening you up to things that could be potentially beneficial to me. At the same time, a risk to me. But I trust you got my back in this, and so I'll bring you in, right? And then I don't think we as black men do a good job at garnishing those relationships, because, we coming through, wherever we're coming from, trauma, the hustle, whatever, but we don't really value the relationship. Because I'm at this point in my career where relationships are more valuable to me than the amount of money I get from the venture.
Yeah. And another thing that we were talking about earlier, so I don't try to compete for the best price anymore, whether it be for my online stuff, my notary business that I run. There is very little benefit to competing for the best price. I do pride myself in competing for the best possible experience and the best quality of work. So my websites look better. My email marketing is better. I'm going to be more punctual. Racing to be the lowest price point person, it hardly helps your bottom line. And the people who you give the most breaks to, who, let's say someone emailed me and say, hey, Dre, I know your course is $197, but I got $50. Can I have it for $50? I'm a single mom. Which, first of all, never use that line. I'm a single mom, lady.
Wait a minute. Is that Andre Hatchett?
Yep, that's me.
Wait a minute. Hey, starter, let me get my ink pen. Hold on. Rewind.
You better get
What's up, bro?
What's going on, Lena? How you feeling?
Why you got a blank icon, man? You need to put an axe up there or something, like you cutting motherfuckers up. Andre motherfucking Hatchet or something.
I'm on my phone. I wasn't able to get to my computer.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Where my ink pen? All right, go ahead. Start over. Go ahead.
Good looking, Nick. So, I don't try to race for the. All right. So if someone emailed me, right, I get these a lot, and it's not just me. Erica does too. I'm a single mom. Yada yada yada. I need this. If you're a lady and you're a single mom, never say that line, please. Never say that line. It's horrible. It's overused, and you lost your value right there. Now, here's what I will do: say, hey, Dre, I respect what you're doing. That is your price point. I can't do that whole thing now, but can you work with me on a payment plan? I'm like, all right. If you could pay half now, then half of the next 60 days, we'll try to work something out. When people who expect you to come down to their level on price, and if you get the best kind of quality, they are the biggest headaches usually on planet Earth. The biggest headaches. Everything is a problem. It's always a mess. And they don't know when to stop asking. Know when someone's done you a favor. know when somebody has done you a favor. Some people just aren't overly boastful where we feel that we have to yell, oh, yes, I help people all the time. I did you a favor. You screw. No. Oftentimes we're just more subtle about how we do things. When someone's done you a favor, know when to not over ask. When you bend too much, a lot of people, they don't, like there's no limitations on it. And they feel that they're entitled to everything you're doing for their price that they want to pay, and there's no end in sight. So the bottom price, that's not me. A fair price, that's me. Okay. And great work.
Yeah, and Andre,
hold on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Quick follow up quickly now.
Yeah. And Andre, I realized in my interaction on the same level, I realized those people are either they have a worker mindset or owner mindset. And the worker mindset is what you just described. The owner mindset are the lady that actually, I respect your time and your effort and your expertise. Let me set up a payment plan because I respect you. That's an owner. She's going to be an owner one day.
Yep.
The person that tried to came in on the woe is me, that's a worker. And it is amazing to kind of make those distinctions. I'm sorry, unless you.
Yeah, and he's in that position for that reason.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, he's in that position for that reason. Most people, and even I'm quite sure, I bet you Gabe, Dre, and Maurice then tried to tell people that they actually had a little bit of something like, look, man, get out of that mindset, man. Go to this, and this, and you'll be able to go a little further. And they probably gave you the side eye. Because
I get a lot of pushback from my students.
Yeah,
I get a lot of pushback.
I mean, it's like like the new guy, you're teaching him to drive an 18 speed, and he's drove a 10 speed for 2 months, but he's gonna, like, dude, just this right now is you should be listening and soaking it in, not trying to tell me how to drive a 10 speed when I'm driving an 18 speed. 18's bigger than 10. Okay, last time I checked. But he's right, dude. Once you negotiate the price of your services, look, Dre know what he bring. Hatchet knows what he bring. He knows what his program can do. That's why he have it at that price. Once you negotiate with a terrorist, like I always say, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Once you negotiate with a terrorist, that terrorist will never go away. Ever. It's going to just graduate to something else. And it's going to go to something else. Then it's going to go to something else. It's going to go to something else. Next thing you know, they hustling off of you and you put in all the work. Nah, fuck that. Hey, the price, especially when I had the store, what does it say on the shelf? What does it say? How much this cost? What does it say? Say $2.99. Bingo. There you go. And that's it. I mean, you ain't got to be mean about it, but man, you got to get what you got to get. You put the work into it to make it that price. But I'll mute myself.
No, let me shout to Uncle Tony. Thank you for the 409 super chat. I want to talk about that a little bit before we go to the next thing, because I talked about that a little bit before, how to deal with Negroes. And, one of the things, like, for example, there's Social Blade, and there are apps like in this social media business, if you have a certain amount of subscribers, and if Kellen is here, I forgot what that tool is. But let's say if you're a person and you want to advertise on my platform, typically it can be Kevin Samuel knows what that is. There typically is a app that shows you how much that you should ask somebody to charge you. Now in the black spaces, we know you'll never get it right. But this is one thing that I've had issue with is price. What do you charge somebody to do certain things? And let me talk to you about that, because when you're dealing in the black community, and that's typically what my specialty is. I typically do content for the African American market or Social Blue Book. Thank you, Kelly. And I know that we're dealing with black folks. I know that, it's more of a nickel and dime kind of thing or whatever. But one thing I can appreciate about Kellen, for example, is he's the price is the price guy. And his price is high. Me as a creator, and we can talk about that right now, because there are some things I am willing to do for free. And I'll share this, for example. Like, for example, I'm working with the African Diaspora Network, and I create content for them. And I don't demand that they pay me any money, because I'm taking that Andre Hatchett school of thought. I would say I'm interning, and I'm learning. I'm learning the business so that I can expand further out. But let me talk to you guys, because even though I would say I'm somewhat successful as a YouTuber, when do you guys know when you should charge? How much should the price be? And I want to get some theories of that, because most of you guys, sell a service or have, do work for whatever. When do you charge? How much? And when, let's talk about. Anybody want to give some advice on that? Because that's something even I struggle with.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
So I'm usually pretty lenient on entrepreneurs. So let me back up a step. I deliver the same quality of work if you're paying me $150 an hour or if you're paying me $5 an hour. That's my integrity and the quality I bring to the table. So I try to keep it work. I will always bring consistency into what I deliver. When it comes to entrepreneurial or small business owners, I'm really flexible, because I know what that is. I know the level of marketing you need, and I know what you have to kind of come into the marketplace with. So I'm really flexible if you're willing to work with me on a reasonable rate. If you are a startup or a Fortune 50, 500, you're going to get my floor rate because you can afford it. If you're somebody like an O'Shea, or you're kind of building a platform, and you have an audience, I'm willing to kind of open up services for free for the potential opportunity to work with you something bigger. So I gauge my services free based off of, one, if we can work together, and two, if you're moving into a direction that I'm very interested in. Then I'm open to kind of bring a skill set to the table. Mm-hmm. If you're not moving in those directions, I'm good. So that's how I kind of gauge things.
Speaking of that, I need to hook you up with Phil, man. I think Phil was talking about some graphic work a little bit earlier, so I'm already trying to link you up with him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I tried to hook you up with Kellen. Shout out to the brother Uniasi Africa. Thank you, brother. We tend to ask for discounts while bringing more difficulty as a customer. Oh my God! Hold on.
What I just said. Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah. You just, if I didn't hear it, but I'm gonna catch the Holy Ghost. If any special discounts, go to those who have invested in our appreciative services, those who recommend you. Boom. All right, go ahead, brother Andre Williams. Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
Cool. Yep. What was I gonna say? Oh, sure. Look, praying for money. Okay, pricing. So for my one-on-one times, talk to me on the phone, for me to help you sort things out, organize, I have a high price point on that. I charge $400 an hour now. Okay. Right? I jacked it up. 1, because I'm really good. 2, I'm great. 3, I'm accepting.
Wait, one, I'm really good. 2, what'd you say? Say it again.
Andre, slow down. We gotta take notes. Slow down.
Yeah, say
that was really good. I like that. 1, you're really good. 2, you're
1, I'm really good. 2, I'm excellent. 3, I'm amazing. Right?
Okay.
So to get me on the phone, that's a high premium, and it's not going down. Mm-hmm. When us as business owners, we all have, even if it's an imaginary mark, we have a mark in our minds that if we charge below that, we will personally be annoyed. All right? Everyone feel me on that one? We have a price point that if we go below that, we'll be mad at ourselves.
That is true.
And in turn, we'll be mad at our clients on a subconscious level. Now, for my pre-recorded work, my work that I had already previously recorded, I could be a little more flexible on the pricing with that, because it's already done. It doesn't take any more of my physical time and labor. So for my, I have a self-employed notary course on Gumroad. I'll post a link for that a little bit later. It's $197. It's self-study. If you want the live interaction course, that's $995, right? So lower price for the self-study, higher for the live interactive stuff. So for everyone who's trying to figure out the pricing, know what price point will annoy you. And know that if you go below that, you'll be annoyed and you might not get the best quality service, right? So I'm firm on my one-on-one time because I have a lot of experience, and I'm going to help you cut down the learning curve, probably years. I'm going to help I'm going to help motivate you to a different level that will take you years to get to, that you might never get to. I'll hold you more accountable than you will yourself or anybody else can. I know it, so I charge it.
Okay. Brother Gabe, you wanted to mention anything on that, or?
Yeah, I don't do any pricing for services for business, so any self pricing. So I don't have anything to add to that. And maybe that's also a point too, right? Especially as it concerns business. If you don't have any input on something, you don't necessarily have to say anything. You can just sit back and listen. You can just sit back and listen, soak up game,
that was good,
and move it forward with the areas that you have a concentration in. So I'm just sitting back.
That boy Gabe hit it on the head right there. You don't have to be mastering everything.
Let me say this real quick. For Super Sly 75, Key Bitter Brothers, me and Sly got he's returning to the Rumble tomorrow, so we got a really good topic. Shout out to my brother. I wanted to say this. I do spend some time on the phone with Kellen. Kellen is more of a cutthroat person and a gunner. And like, for example, Phil is a content creator and Kellen handles a lot of business he's the manager. And hopefully when we get our Kanganda off the road in a few months, that project will go to Kellen. And one thing I've noticed, I think somebody said that you need people like a Kellen. You might need somebody like, because a nigga like Kellen is coming to the Ugandan government or coming to look, and the price is going to be like, I might give you talk to me, I might be nice. He's not going to be nice. He's going to tell you it's $10,000 and fuck you. You know what I mean? I think sometimes, like what Brother Gabe just said, not saying anything because you don't have any input. Guys like me, we might have certain skill sets, but then we have to need to know, okay, when can we get somebody else to come in that knows how to do it? Like, even if I could learn how to do it, I wouldn't be as good as him. I think Andre alluded to specializing in certain things. For example, I could learn, and you guys seen Dima. Dima's my editor out of Russia. Everybody knows Dima now. He's like part of the family. Dima edits the Hit the Wall series. I could probably learn how to edit. I will probably never be able to edit as good as Dima. Dima is amazing. And so Dima focuses just on that part. And I think a lot of brothers, like you said, Andre, we don't understand the value in, okay, that guy does this very good. Let him handle that. And I will just do this. I might just do the content part of the business. But if I need somebody to really knock a motherfucker down, that's when Kellen comes in the door. Or if I need somebody to holler about cybersecurity, that's when Brother Gabe comes in the door. Or if I need a really good design, that's when Brother Maurice comes in the door. If I want to know how to sell online, that's when Brother Andre comes in the door. And if it's a brick and mortar situation, that's when Brother Nick comes into the door. And that's when I take myself out of the way. And I wish a lot of brothers really understand, like, brothers have a lot of skill sets. And when you get it, when you can see, and I see how Phil's platform has grown since Kellen has been there. And a lot of that is getting out of your own way. A lot of brothers don't really know that. Getting out of your own way is a very great thing. And so I would say a lot of times, if you don't know how to price your market and know what you can get, sometimes maybe you want to bring in somebody that can probably be able to find out how much you're really worth. Because I might not know how much I'm worth, but maybe Kellen do.
Yep.
Maybe Andre do.
And it's just practical.
About not doing everything yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it gives you time freedom.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yep. People know, like Gabe, that if I pay her, so this is real numbers here. So I have an email marketing, so I could be on the phone, I could be here with y'all now, I could be at the gym, I could be with a honey, and emails will still go out, and I'll have sales come in when those emails go out. I have to pay her for that. I am fine with paying her $400 or $600 a month for that, because those email marketing can make me between $3,000 and $15,000 a month.
Okay.
So I'll pay the 4 to 6 to get to the 3 to 15.
Right.
I don't need to save every dollar. I want my time. Sorry, Gabe.
Can you talk about also, and I know whatever you're going to add, but talk about like the rental properties that you got a property manager. If you could talk to us about that also, about how that worked out for you when you started letting the property managers handle the stuff for you.
Sure. Yeah, I was going to say, kind of to add on to that same point that Andre was saying, is that your time is very important. So the fact that you're and I run into brothers like this. They want to be a master of everything. They want to master every single skill set. Want to do it all themselves and be this great person that everybody raises to this pedestal. And they feel like that's the best way for them to be productive. When a lot of times leveraging, I think like Nick is saying, leveraging each other's talents will definitely result in a better outcome for you. And you'll be able to free up some of that time so you can do things like, recharge and like have a vacation here or there. Because if you're trying to do it all, you're going to pretty much work yourself into a grave, right? You still want to enjoy life. But so that's kind of all on that particular point. But even as it concerns the property management, I think I'm probably the laziest real estate investor you can ever think of, because I work a 9 to 5. Somewhat. I work remotely, but I travel to customer sites where I'm there for maybe about a week, maybe sometimes 2 weeks. But while I'm home, I'm pretty much reporting or just addressing anything else. So with the real estate stuff, I don't really have a whole bunch of time to do the real estate management, so the property management. Because initially I tried to do all that myself. I would go to the house, the first house I had, in the middle of the hood, like middle of the hood of Detroit, on a pretty much a dead end road. So I would pretty much be driving up pretty much the first of the month, pretty typically, right? Picking up money, cash, walking out, going to my vehicle, and pretty much being a very predictable target for anybody who's trying to hit a quick lick, right? And not only that, anytime somebody was in a situation where, so at the property, if they had any issues, it was like a baby mama, baby daddy type of situation. So they would be calling me in the middle of the night when they had issues. I need you to change the lock. I'm scared and this and that. Can you call the police? I'm like, I ain't about to do all that. So, and this is me working, right? So until I was able to give, I pretty much give all that. I give all that responsibility to my property manager, who I've been working with for maybe almost 7, 8 years now. Oh, wow. And he's just offloaded it for a monthly fee of 16% of the rent that comes from a particular house, and that goes with everything, like the property management, even as it concerns repairs. As it concerns if I might need to evict somebody, it's all handled under that individual. So that just, like you said, frees up my time to do other things that bring me in even more of a salary or more of a return. So, and also, Gabe, and chat, it's the mental freedom you get from this stuff as well. Absolutely.
Right? Because I'm not a good writer, so I'm gonna have to copyright. I'm gonna be nervous about is there a typo here? Is there a typo there? The mental freedom that you get from hiring competent people. 16% is a little bit higher than the average. It's usually about between 10 and 15%. But Gabe has somebody who's great, who's on the job. I'm happy to pay somebody 1 to 6% more to give me that mental freedom. Because if I'm free to think of another course, that can get me more money. If I'm able to think of another workshop, I'm able to get thousands of dollars. Oftentimes we trip over pennies how's it go? We trip over pennies and whatever it is. We jack ourselves up over a few dollars, and then we miss out on a bunch of dollars. Again, how many cryptos do you have, Gabe? 3?
4.
4 now.
Yep.
Baller.
Let me help you, brother Dre. Here now, feel free to use this whenever you want. Don't bend over to pick up the step over a dollar while picking up a dime.
Bingo. There you go, Nick. Thank you, brother.
Could
let me
you
just
guys
say
talk
this.
about? Could you guys talk about a relationship? Because I've run into the same kind of dynamic when I'm working with developers, like having a good working relationship with somebody that you trust. But can you guys talk about that part of it? Like, how do you initiate that relationship with that person that you can turn your back on? Like, what is your process for evaluating what Gabe has with his property manager? Is there a trial and error period?
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. It's probably not going to happen with the first person. You're probably going to have a few people who mess up. So be okay with that. And here's what I don't do anymore. I used to say, okay, great. Here's everything that I need help with. Do everything. I give them small increments of work, and I give them timetables and deadlines. I had a lady who was really good at some stuff, but she was late on all the freaking deadlines. I'm like, yo, and I asked. So I spoke to our business coach. I was like, am I bugging? Here's the deal. He said, no. Try this. Try one conversation, and take it from there. Okay, I said, cool, because I was just gonna fire her. But, I spoke to a third party, which had a third party on deck, and we spoke, and he helped me come up with a better plan. I said, hi, but first of all, you're doing great work. The time frames have been off, and I asked her a question. I was like, is it me? Are my timetables not realistic enough? She said, no, honestly, I'm trying to improve my systems. I love working with yada, yada. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. You set the dates for these for our next projects, and we'll take it from there. And she did, and she was late. And after that, I fired her. So it will take time. Have a leash, have dates, have times, and have it all on a Google Doc, not verbal. Have it on a Google freaking Doc. Both of you guys can manage, and whole lot of trial and error.
Let me just add into that. Like as far as one of the things I like that you said is because I don't have like a property manager, but I know that I have like let's say for example Dima, or I have some of the other people that work and do some work for me offline with my with the YouTube stuff or Patreon or whatever. And one of the things that I noticed that I have to do is set clear expectations. And I think that what you were saying is in small increments and stuff like that. Even with the blog, that we have, one of the things for me is I don't mind paying people, but there's just one thing. I'm not really a person that really cares about. If you're good, number one, if you have talent, I'm trying to keep you. That's how I believe. One thing I know I'm not good at everything, but I'm good at one thing I'm good at is finding talented niggas. I mean, Ramil, cut to the top. I'm just, when I see talent, I'm on it. But when we're working with people in collabs or whatever and stuff like that, we have to have a deadline for this, especially let's say in the YouTube content business. You have to have a certain videos per day, whatever. And I know that when I'm working with Dima or I'm working with people and we have we're going to collab and do something. And this is one of the things when you have collaborations, people say they want to work with you, but whatever. I'm always talking to Phil or somebody or Kellen. Hey, listen, what are the expectations? Okay, I don't have any. Okay, well, let me set them for myself of what I'm going to do for you. Because sometimes even when you're doing free work for somebody, they may say, well, I'm not paying you to do this, but you can do whatever. My expectation is this is what I want to do. If you don't set them, I'm going to accept them. I'm going to take the initiative in the collaboration to tell you this is what I'm going to do for you. Right. And I'm going to do this for you at this time because I want to be able to let you know that I'm very serious. And I think even when we have people that we are paying, and to Andre's point, we need to set the clear expectations and set the culture. We need this done at this time. And I like how you said it. You came at him and said, well, she's talent. I like the fact that you said you're doing an excellent job before you start the come to Jesus talk. And I think that's really, really savvy. And I don't know if anybody caught that, but you first start, okay, this person's good. They're really talented. You're doing a great job. But what's going on here?
Yep.
And and I think that's one thing that I think that I try to do now. Here are the expectations that I have of you. All right. What do you have of me? And even when I work with Phil, I work with Kellen. This is what I'm gonna do for you. Even though you might not be, I might be doing this pro bono for right now, whatever. But this is what you can expect of me. So I'm gonna take the initiative to set my expectations for what I'm gonna do for you, so that okay, this brother is serious. Now I'm gonna say this one thing too. Even in YouTube, when we do collaborations, a lot of times we can't grow our network because guys are playing. One thing I like about Gabe, I like about even brothers like Nicholas Penn or Maurice is, those guys are not YouTubers. It's really hard to work with other YouTubers, or bigger ones, because again, the expectations are not really there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing. I don't want to be too long with it, but that's one thing I noticed. Thank you, Brother Rich Turner.
I'm gonna follow up, OJ. I've adopted this like maybe a couple of years ago. So I have a workflow. And I try to keep that workflow consistent between my paid clients and even when I'm doing pro bono stuff. So the level of effort and the due diligence I do, from scheduling meetings to calendars to giving a deadline or to even sending out a bid or having you review work, I try to keep it consistent. So for example, like the process what we do when we're reviewing graphic work is usually you get an opportunity to concept something and maybe you may not hit the mark the first time. Maybe you may not hit the mark the second time. Maybe it takes you the third or fourth round. Now, it can become frustrating, but as a level of professionalism, you got to carry with that. If I'm doing it for pro bono, I keep that level. No matter how many times, at some point there is a cutoff, but we'll go through a couple of rounds because I'm here to cultivate your idea. And I try to keep that level of professionalism, and it helps me view the project differently. So when I kind of use the same workflow I have with paid client, with a pro bono client, my quality doesn't suffer. When I move away from that, that's when I get lackadaisical. I'll get to it when I can. I'll make a promise I can't keep. But as soon as it hits my Google Calendar, oh, that's the real thing I gotta hit.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I send out a bid in a milestone calendar, I gotta make sure that happens. Right. So it's just a different mindset I move myself into. And now these days, I try to put people into that professional lane. And I might be lackadaisical when I tutor or when I mentor, but I'm even trying to move that into a professional space because I remember what it was being fresh out of school looking for a job. So I try to treat the people I mentor like the people that pay. And it kind of changes the demeanor. It changes the mindset when we're working together.
Wow, man, that is so. Let me just say that is so powerful because there are a lot of things. For me, I believe in the Andre Hatcher method of doing things for free. Especially, you guys know I've been. What up, brother Jay Shine? Good to see my brother there. Especially if you're doing something like that's typically not in your niche and you're going to do something else. Let's say, for example, Gabe's an engineer by trade, but then he went into cybersecurity. And probably in that transition might have been a time where he might be willing to do some interning. I'm not saying that he did, but could have been to get some experience. There are certain things on social media that I know nothing about and certain content I don't know nothing about that I'm willing to intern for free to learn those things. And I don't require anybody pay me for that or if at all, just because I'm trying to learn. I might do stuff I've done stuff for Sonetter. I've done stuff for Woody Maya. I've done stuff for Phil. But I just want to say this. I like the fact that you approach your paid client work and your unpaid client work with the same tenacity. And that's something that a lot of brothers, I think, building a business with clients is great, but the potential that you don't have with people that can help you, we don't look at the, not all of us, but we don't attack that with the same being as ferocious. And one of the things that I try to do is the people who are not paying me, but they're also bigger influencers than me, I'm busting my ass to try to work with them. I'll be like, even with Sonetter, I'll be trying to call Sonetter, yo, I sent you the video. Did you post it? I want to get, I know what that's going to lead me to. So I just want to tell people that even if you're getting paid by clients, there are also things in people, I'm talking about more of the social media kind of business stuff too. And you might even do it in brick and mortar. There are some people that you should be trying to reach out to expand that you're not going to get paid to do work for because they have an audience or they know somebody and it's a potential. It may not work out, but it works though. and that's the expansion. I'm always looking to work with people that I might not get a dollar with, but I know that they can help grow me faster than I can grow myself. And I'm gonna attack them with the same being as ferocious as somebody that is paying me. So I want brothers to kind of also understand that too. And sometimes I'm more hurt if I don't get a deal with a person that will let me do something. I'll just talk about this real quick.
Yep.
I had Kanganda, and I wanted to get Wode Maya to let me do some real stuff for him. And for whatever reason, his schedule, my schedule, it didn't work. And that's the opportunity that I still say that is missed for me. And that's something that I would have been willing to throw any amount of money at, because I know with his platform in Kangana, that would have been like amazing. So there's sometimes for people that I'm not even getting paid to do stuff, and if that deals fall through, I'm more hurt than somebody that's actually paying me. Like you said, Brother Maurice, relationship is everything. And relationship and network and long-term, that's a lot of stuff. And for me, I'm more of a long-term guy thinking like that. So I just want brothers to understand that while you're getting paid to do something for your job and you're getting clients, look at sometimes people who are influencers that you're not making money off of, but still attack them in the same way. Sometimes free and paid work goes a long way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, and also you gotta. I'll let you guys go first. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So here's something else people need to keep in mind. If you're older than 21, 22, 23, you're probably gonna have to pay for people who are more advanced than you's time, right? If you're older than 21, 22, 23, and you want someone to pick their brain, which I hate that fucking phrase, by the way, pick their brain or whatever, you're probably gonna have to pay for their time. Don't discount your peers. So it might be harder to get a hold of someone like me for free, right? It just kind of is what it is right now, unless you have a certain amount of credibility or you're just for some stuff or whatever. But you might have peers who are at your same level, who you guys can come together and you guys can help mentor and inspire each other. So don't discount people who are if money's an issue, don't discount people who are at your level. Just try to find some serious ones, and you guys help build up each other.
Yeah, you don't always have to have money. You can barter time. You have a skill set you can leverage. You could do something for somebody. So if you're creative and if you respect the person's time, like I see Ramil in the chat room. So for example, ideally you can work out a deal when you go help Ramil do something for his business, and maybe he can put a little game for you or something on that level. If I didn't have any money, that's the way I would approach him. Like, bro, I ain't got the money, but I could do X, 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 and X. Are you open for it? And he might say no. But ideally,
he'll respect you for coming to him.
I don't got it, but I can barter something that I do have for you. Yeah, and I think moving forward, as we black men, as we move into this new era, I think ideally, we got to redefine what that free means. The free means building a bridge to somebody else's island, and through that bridge, you'll create a relationship. And we got to get out of this habit of trying to get paid right now. We got to look at these long-term investments and investing in each other. And ideally, I might not see anything from any relationships I built today, but it could bring me something toward the end of the year, or it might be bringing me something in the next 5. And I'm all open and I'm good for that.
Man, pigs must be flying, because I'm hearing brothers speak about business objectives and economic positivity and Ramil in the same sentence, and I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
Oh man, how dare you, sir?
Pump and Dump himself is being mentioned in the business panel. Listen, I'm all for it. I am all for this brother making that transition.
Yo, man,
from pump and dump. No, listen, I want to see this brother go from pump and dump to economic empowerment. Let's go.
We need our warlords in the manosphere. We need our warlords. Let Ramil rock.
That's my man.
Hey, Maurice.
Ramil's cool, man. I like Ramil.
Hey, Maurice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, listen to this. Now, what you was just talking about here, and I learned about giving up your time for money sometimes. Mm-hmm. I learned how to weld at a
I heard about your program.
Structural fabrication company. This is when I just got out the military. And I went to him and I knew I wanted to learn how to weld, but for my own reasons, not for theirs. And I offered my time for his skill set. And Mr. Casillas, he's no longer with us. And he put me, now I will admit that Mexican worked shit out of me. But but I got something in return. He got something in return. For his knowledge, he got to charge people for work that I done that he didn't pay for. But I got to learn something that I didn't have to go to school for at that time. He gave me a skill where I could put a little bit of beans on my plate right now. Okay. Now, to go forward from that, who here has paid for anything and it turned out to be garbage? You spent money on something, whether it be big money or little money, and it turned out garbage.
My hand is at the highest.
All of us have paid at one time or another for substandard, subpar products and performance. And man, I'd rather overpay for something and get what I asked for than to pay $20 for something and it wasn't worth $5. I feel like I gypped myself out of $15.
Waste of time.
Yes, time and energy, bruh. Hey, here's another phrase. Now I'm going. Now wait a minute. Now, Brother Hatchet, get your pen on because I've been writing all his stuff down because he be dropping them bombs. Fair exchange. Here's one for you. Fair exchange is no robbery.
Ooh, I love it.
Fair exchange is no robbery. Like, so I can't believe you paid that much for that microphone. Do you hear any back noise? No. Do you hear that? No. Does it pop? No. Do you hear that? No. Guess what? It's worth every penny I paid for it.
Come on now.
Fair exchange is no robbery. Okay. It's only robbery to someone that don't have anything to exchange for it. Okay. Price versus performance. This is something else. Here's the thing. Y'all know what you good. A lot of time people, brothers, everybody aren't honest with themselves with a lot of stuff. You know what you are damn good at and you know what you got to work at. The stuff that I'm real good at, you can't negotiate with me on it. You can't. You just can't. The stuff that I know I'm okay at, my price line, my price and performance, I know I had to adjust that to go right in line with the next guy. Why would I pay another guy more money than Maurice November and he can't do what Maurice November does? It makes no sense, do it? So how about I just pay Maurice November and be done with it? If I'm going to spend $1,000, I want $1,000 worth of work. I don't want 1,100 and I don't want 900 because if I spend 1,100, I'm cheating myself. If I'm spending 900, I'm cheating you. And guess what happens when I cheat you? You ain't going to be willing to help me in the future.
Speak on it.
Regardless of what I pay.
Speak on it. People really need to get the long-term. Man, I don't want to hire a bunch of people to do the same task over and over again. I'm happy to pay good people, Nick, on a long-term basis every week or every month for the next 10 years. Happy to. When you get that as a business person, you will do much better. You will be happy to do high quality work because most people who are like us, we don't want to think of it. We want to minimize our thinking. We want to minimize our thinking. And if you're good, even charge a little bit more. Here's my credit card. Just go do what you got to do. Hit me when you need me.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, man, price versus performance. And once people start putting that into play, especially in business, you know, like people ask when they come to me, man, why do Peterbilts cost more than a Freightliner? I'm like, have you driven a Peterbilt? No. Have you only what did you drive? Freightliner. Drive a Peterbilt, and then you won't have to ask me that question. You know, it'll answer itself. You'll be like, oh shit. You know, now, and then the thing is, like I said, look at the used anything. The market dictates what something is worth. The market dictates that. Why is this one more than that one? Because it's a proved performer. It's a proven performer. That's why. And once you get that into your head, you know, now I ain't saying discount this one here if you just trying to get in the game, because if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But this is also something in the brick and mortar world and in transportation and in working with your hands. If you can't afford it right now, you can't afford to fix it.
Nick, what kind of mic do you have? People want
I got one just like I had one like your old one, dude. That
Yeti.
Yeah, the big blue big blue Yeti with the noise canceling thing.
Okay, yeah, that thing is sounding superb.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I got a DAC. I got an outboard DAC too for my computer. So.
Okay.
So I'm you know, price and performance, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you can't afford it, you can't afford to fix it. If you can't afford to fix, now you have something that's not desirable and it's broken.
Wait, so brothers shouldn't be out here trying to live a yacht life?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm telling people, you buy a Peterbilt, even a broken, just for example, a broken Peterbilt is worth something. A Freightliner that's running ain't worth a whole lot. A Freightliner that's broke ain't worth the crumpled paper that the title was written on. You see what I'm saying? So I tell people, I understand that cheap game. I understand the price and performance game, but don't hang your hat. Don't hang the balance of your business on substandard equipment. And that also goes with people. Do not hang your business on substandard equipment or substandard people. If Dre depends, if 75% of his business depends on a fax machine, he should have the best goddamn fax machine on the market.
Or two of them.
Exactly. Hey, and here's a military thing. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. I got a brand new truck I ain't drove in 6 months. But guess what? It's brand effing new. I drove it from the dealership
I got 2 laptops at the house, Nick.
Yeah.
Even though one is reliable, I teach classes four times a week or so. I cannot be without a laptop. I got 2 ready to go. Ain't used it.
Bruh, I starved myself to buy a brand new truck that I don't use. Starved myself. But at the end, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. But guess what I got sitting off in the cut if Piper number 1 decides to take a shit?
Another one.
I jump in there and I get going. And know why you can do that? Because here's again, price versus performance. You know what you're good at. The stuff you're good at, people will pay you for. The stuff you're not good at, people know you ain't good at it. And they're only going to pay you if they can't get their lead guy.
And the peace of mind it gives you. The peace of mind that it
Bro, I love peace of mind. I love peace. I got a tire guy that I can call and tell him what size it is, where it's at, and hang up the phone. And he's going to charge me, but I can go do other stuff. You see what I'm saying? I can't concentrate on this one tire on this one truck because I got 13 other trucks out here and 13 other drivers at 3 different job sites. So I'm gonna lose track of that over paying an extra $100 for a goddamn tire.
Peace of mind is priceless, I tell you. And once I wasn't always organized and overly prepared. I had to work on it in the past few years. I finally got to a point. So I was telling one of my friends, I said, man, it's tax season. This is the most organized I've ever been in my life. And it feels damn good. It feels damn. I'm having some ready for my new accountant. You know, she's on point. She's going to do what she does. But I remember ending the year, beginning of the year, just in a frazzle, in a stressed state of mind. And being unorganized and a last-minute person with everything, it wears on you, man. It wears on you. So all this stuff is real. This is real stuff. Preparation is the best.
Mm-hmm. Let me just add to that. I mean, Nick talking about having all that the great equipment, and I know that stuff is expensive. Shout out to Prophet of Thought. But even in the for the YouTube game, like you guys know, I got a lot of guys who deal with hardware. Your AMD, your Intel chips. One of the things when I went to Dr. Moonby's studio in Nairobi, I noticed that she had, and if you looked at her show, it's very professional, and she had a lot of hardware that I didn't have. And one of the things that I noticed that I needed to do to be able to, let's say, catch up, is I needed a really powerful video editing machine, and I looked at so many people. What should you go with? Should you go with a cheap graphics card? Should you go with whatever? And guys who've ever built a gaming rig, I got the 9900K. I put the 64 gigabytes of RAM in there. I bought the ROG Strix 2070 or 2080 Ti card. I wanted the best shit. I just bought a new Razer laptop when I was in Sacramento. It was like 512 megabytes, and it had like the 2070. I took it out. I put the Samsung 2 terabyte NVMe in there. That was 500. I took the 16 gigs out and put 32. And I'm just saying that to say this. Hold on one second. It's very important for guys to get the best quality of stuff, and that's even true even in the YouTube business or any kind of content creation business. But I'm just gonna go ahead and close it out, man. I'm getting tired. I gotta get the hell up out of here. Last words, anybody?
Yeah. This is the start of a new decade for Black men in the manosphere and for everything that we're going into. So we've hashed out. Everybody's moving into their respective corners. I think this business corner is going to get bigger and better, and I encourage all to kind of come and participate, and we can start building these empires together. So I'm gonna rely on the Nicks and the Andres and the key people of the world to kind of help us move things along, and and also the Gabe and his consulting background. We got to figure out that consulting Gabe. So definitely be open to kind of open up some discussions on how to get those things started. So, and I'll do the same for graphics. We can probably maybe get something popping on that level too.
Acer Fire Nitro. Nitro 5, 17-inch. Acer Fire Nitro. 2 hard drives. Man, I ain't got time for no foolishness.
Yeah, I need now. I got involved in tech, man. I need good shit, great shit. And you guys, I want to actually take this podcast to the next level. What I'm gonna do, like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna start doing some of this stuff pre-recorded, like individually, and releasing them like I do episodes for the Thirst Box and the Hit the Wall. So I want to do some in about a week or so or 2 weeks. I want to actually take this whole thing. We have the live stream, but just also on shorter increments with people so that we can take it to the next level. So I want to, people will really love it. So if you guys are down for that, I think we can really build a whole content conglomerate just off of this, because you guys are so smart and so talented. I know, and shout out to Brother Gabe. Gabe is here all the time. No, I'm not always send out the links, but Brother Gabe, I want to thank him, this brother right here, for
appreciate it, man.
Really making this content interesting. A lot of brothers. Shout out to African, the brother from the Nigerian brother, the engineering cannabis channel. He's really, really smart. He's a master mechanical engineer. The brother's brilliant. You ever worked with him before? Gabe, engineering cannabis.
I know we talked over at the Black Brain Trust. Absolutely.
Yeah, very smart guy. Very talented. So we basically, I want to be able to bring in more guys, more talented brothers to kind of contribute. Brother Nicholas Penn, people like that, so that we can start stuff like this. And I want to thank Gabe for always being here. Want to thank Brother Maurice. He's designed a lot of logos for a lot of the brothers. Black Heights, Black Heights of Georgia. He's a MBA from Georgia Tech. Very successful channel, doing good. Last words, anybody else?
I do have a 2020 resolution.
Yes, sir.
And it's towards the Black manosphere. I would like to unite the business-minded IT brothers with the pump and dumps. The pump and dumps. I think we need some realignments.
Hilarious.
And some some groupings. I think we need to come together. That's my 2020 resolution. Right. Is bringing the pump and dumps, SYSBM over to the business side if they are already there. Yeah, I just appreciate brothers, and I like to see us come together a lot, even if we have different ideas and different mentalities about how we live in life, because really we don't need to unite or be divided upon our differences, but we should unite upon our similarities and where we can go forward together. So that is my resolution, even though I hit it with the funny spin. But yeah, uniting the pumps and dumps and the IT Manosphere brothers. The business brothers.
And let me say this so that nobody get it confused. Shout out to the SYSBM brothers. I know brothers over there.
Oh, my bad. I don't want to say nothing crazy, but yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I know a few guys over there. I just have there's one dude that's kind of trolling me, but there are the guys over there that are definitely talented. There are guys over there that are definitely bright. So guys that can contribute, that know what they're doing. So let's not act like they don't. So shout out to you have brothers over there that are definitely doing
absolutely
certain things. And just like you do in the pump and dumps. Anybody else?
Yeah, Gabe, you have been extremely funny this year. By the way, Gabe has been funny as hell this year. Now, great stuff, and always a pleasure talking to Maurice. Got a lot of respect for brother Maurice, Nick, Gabe, and everyone on the chat. And a lot of respect for you guys, for what you do and what you guys putting out there. For people who are looking to get into business, stay persistent. Here's the thing about credibility. Your consistency and persistence will help you gain your credibility. Your credibility will help you earn money. Always keep that in mind, whether you're doing free work to get your foot in the door. The same thing that Maurice said, do it with the same level as you're getting paid $400 an hour for. Because my free work has now helped me earn $400 an hour, right? That's 6 figures a year for the past few years gross, right? So consistency, and operate at a high level all time, and keep your integrity. Your integrity is the bag. If things go bad in life, you can lean on your integrity to go borrow $5,000 for somebody to join collab. I got people who I won't work with because they didn't pay me back $500 from 3 years ago. So now they have these big $500,000 ideas. I'm like, fam, where's the old money at? Right? Credibility. Even though people might not bring it up, they do not forget when you drop the ball. So keep that in mind. How's you guys doing, man? Good looking for having me.
All right. And guys, brother Nick, anything you want to say?
Hey,
damn, another 100. That's the second one today.
Work on your skill set. Because when you increase your skill set, everybody under you moves up with you. They can't move up with you if you're not moving. They can only move as high as you go. Increase your skill set, you will increase your worth and the worth of your company and the worth of your employees around you. Boom.
All right. Again, shout out to Brother Goshen. And guys, listen, I'm gonna do my best to you guys know y'all gotta really catch me. I'm really on, y'all know I love fuckery a whole lot. God is still working with me. He is not through with me yet. I'm still dealing with the nigga shit of Black YouTube, and it's fun. But I'm gonna be more dedicated to working with and I think that it's interesting and it keeps people attention enough, and we get enough views for that it could grow. These things can grow not just on my channel but everybody's channel. So I think that we have something here because we've been pushing this for about Black brain trust. So brothers are getting used to it. I think this is something that can really go far. So we will continue to make these things. Brother Andre, he gives me a lot of great topics. I want to thank him for that. Brother Gabe gives me a lot of great topics. I don't come up with all of them, maybe about 20% of them that I do. So we are actually creating content for brothers in this space, and we hope to continue to work with African American men. And not only that, I want to put a call out. I did get some emails from a brother that was from Africa. I got to meet up with him or message him. But I want to give a call out to brothers who want to join in the discussion, brothers who want to create content. I got one brother, I believe, that I messaged today he said that the content that he's been listening to Gabe. I'll share the email with you, brother Gabe. Said he went from like making $12 an hour. Now he's like over $100,000 a year. But I mean,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was just, he was doing it already. He kind of went to that thing, but he said that was also a motivating factor for him to keep going to what he was doing.
Oh.
So not that it changed his life, but it basically kept him motivated. So brothers who have different skill sets and what they do, reach out so that we can get you into different people's channels, collaborating, meeting people. And like I seen Andre over Ramil's channel. That was a collab, and I know Brother Gabe has been over other people's channels. So we want to get brothers into that we can know what you do, so that we can create more content and all of that. So anybody else?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening to y'all. I soak it in. I push it out, but hey, guess what? I take equally as much, if not more, than what I give out whenever I listen to people that got their head and their ass wired together.
All right. Well, I had the timeout George making. So guys, see you tomorrow. And I will.
Is it ABL's fault or is it George's fault?
ABL. ABL, man. People don't know ABL. That's my buddy. ABL
is smart. People have no idea. ABL is smart.
He's a very smart guy, very talented. He done
the graphics for my gear, for my torque gear products. ABL done the graphics.
Yeah, ABL is talented, man, for sure. ABL is
he's a very good guy.
I didn't ask him how much. I just when I saw the end product, man, how much do I owe you?
Yeah, he's a very smart guy, man. ABL. I don't deal with no dumb niggas. Even if you might see niggas arguing about that, they might be ghetto, but they not dumb. That's different.
I know some smart ghetto people myself.
Yeah, I might deal with some ghetto niggas, but ain't nobody stupid. I don't deal. So when I ABL, don't get it twisted. He is very, 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 very bright. Shout out to Brother Lewis. Look, for the $20 notion, you should get Sports Actuary back, nigga. I will never bring that nigga back on my show. G-Star, shout out to you, brother. Good to see you. It's my brother out from Zimbabwe, out in he's out in, I believe, Australia. Brother and James, good to see you. I'm getting up out of here, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
All right, y'all. Peace. Thank you.
Peace.